I've lived for 100 years, and if you asked me if I have regrets, I'd tell you something that might surprise you. Out of all the mistakes I've made, all the roads I've traveled, there are only two decisions that still keep me awake at night, two choices that changed everything, and I need to tell you about them before it's too late. My name is William Harrison. I was born in 1925. I've seen the world transform in ways you can't even imagine. I've watched wars come and go. I've seen technology explode from nothing to everything. I've buried friends, family, and even one of my own children. But you know what's strange? None of those things haunt me the way these two decisions do. Not the Great Depression I survived, not the war I fought in, not even the loved ones I've lost. It's the choices I made when I was young and foolish, and one I made when I should have known better. Let me tell you about them. The first decision, I was 23 years old. The year was 1948. The war was over, and I had just come back home to Chicago. I was working in my father's grocery store, and I was miserable. You see, I had a dream. I wanted to be a photographer. During the war, I'd carried a small camera with me everywhere. I captured moments that soldiers didn't want to forget. After the war, a man from New York, a publisher, saw my photographs at a local exhibition. He offered me a job, a real job at a newspaper in New York City. I remember holding that telegram in my hands, my ticket to a different life. My father was standing right behind me, and I could feel his eyes burning into the back of my head. "Son," he said, "I built this store with my own two hands. Your grandfather started it, I grew it, and you're supposed to continue it. That's what family does." I stood there in that store, surrounded by cans of soup and sacks of flour, and I made my choice. I chose duty over dreams. I stayed. For the next 40 years, I ran that grocery store. I woke up at AM every single day. I dealt with suppliers, customers, inventory. I married a good woman, Sarah, right here in Chicago. We had 3 children. I provided for them. I was responsible. But every single night, when I closed that store and walked home, I would pass by the newsstand on the corner, and I would see those photographs in Life magazine, in National Geographic, in the newspapers. And I would think, that could have been mine. Don't misunderstand me. I loved my family. I don't regret my children or my wife. But I regret that I never even tried. I regret that I let fear and obligation make my choice for me. You know what the worst part is? My father sold that store 15 years later anyway. Sold it to a chain. Everything he'd built, everything I'd sacrificed for, gone, just like that. I'm 100 years old, and I still wonder sometimes, what if? What if I'd gotten on that train to New York? What photographs would I have taken? What would my life have looked like? I'll never know, and that not knowing, that's what haunts me, the second decision. This one hurts even more because I was older. I should have known better. It was 1982. I was 57 years old. My youngest daughter Emily was 16. Beautiful girl, smart as a whip, but troubled, you know. She'd gotten in with the wrong crowd, started staying out late, her grades dropped, the whole thing. One night she came to me. I was sitting in my chair reading the newspaper just like I did every night. She sat down across from me, and I could see she'd been crying. "Dad," she said, "I need to talk to you. I'm in trouble." And you know what I did? I put down that newspaper. I looked at her and I said, "Emily, I'm tired. Can this wait until tomorrow? I've had a long day." She looked at me for a moment, just looked at me. Then she nodded and went upstairs to her room. The next morning she was gone. Left a note saying she was going to California with her boyfriend. She was 16 years old. We didn't hear from her for 2 years. 2 years of not knowing if she was alive or dead. My wife cried herself to sleep every night. I hired private investigators. I drove to California 3 times looking for her. When she finally called, she was 18, living in San Francisco, working as a waitress. She'd gotten pregnant, had a miscarriage, been through hell. And you know what she said to me on that phone call? She said, "Dad, I tried to tell you. That night, I tried to tell you I was pregnant, that I was scared, that I needed help. But you were too tired, too tired. I was too tired for my own daughter." Emily and we reconciled eventually. She came back home a few years later. We rebuilt our relationship. She's 60 now, has her own family, and we're close. She forgave me a long time ago, but I haven't forgiven myself. Because that one moment, that one choice to put down the newspaper tomorrow instead of today, it cost us both years of pain. It sent her out into a world she wasn't ready for. It broke my wife's heart. And for what? Because I was tired? Because I wanted 5 more minutes of peace? That's the thing about regret. It's not always about the big dramatic moments. Sometimes it's about the small ones. The moment you choose comfort over connection, the moment you choose tomorrow over today. I'm telling you this story for a reason. I'm 100 years old. I don't have much time left on this earth. And if there's one thing I want to leave behind, it's this. Your dreams matter. Your people matter. And the time to act is now, when opportunity knocks on your door. Don't let fear answer it. Don't let obligation become an excuse. Because 40 years from now, you won't remember the safe choice. You'll only remember the road not taken. And when someone you love needs you, put down the damn newspaper. Put down your phone. Put down whatever seems important in that moment. Because I promise you, nothing is more important than the people who need you. I made 2 decisions that haunt me. One was about choosing safety over dreams. The other was about choosing comfort over connection. Don't make my mistakes. If you have a dream, chase it. Even if you fail, even if it's hard, even if people tell you you're crazy. Because the pain of trying and failing is nothing compared to the pain of never trying at all. And if someone you love reaches out to you, drop everything. Listen, be present, because you can always read the newspaper tomorrow. But you can't always get back a moment with someone who needs you today. I've had a good life. I've been blessed in many ways. I had a loving wife who stood by me for 60 years before cancer took her. I have children and grandchildren and even great-grandchildren who visit me. But late at night, when I'm alone with my thoughts, I still think about that train to New York. And I still think about Emily's face when she said, "Can this wait until tomorrow?" I'm 100 years old, and these 2 decisions still make me wonder, who would I have been if I'd chosen differently? Don't let yourself wonder. Don't wait until you're my age to realize what matters. Live your dreams, love your people, and do it now, while you still can. Because time, my friend, time is the one thing you can never get back.